So let's get started with your supplies and all that you're going to need for this great adventure on your pencil edge. All right, so for our supplies, you're going to need a serger. That's the major part of a pencil edge. It is a serged edge. And today we're going to do it in two different kinds of threads. I'm going to do it in a silver metallic, and those metallic threads come in all colors. And then also I'm going to do it in an ivory color. And this is a very important tip. I like an elastic thread in the middle. So your first thread is going to be a basic thread, your second thread will be elastic, and your third thread will be a basic thread. Now you can do them all in a basic. I don't recommend you do them all in elastic, but this elastic thread in the middle is going to give a little bit of body to that pencil edge. It's going to pump it out a little bit and almost give it like a cording edge finish. It looks a lot less like thread, if you will. So this is my little tip on how to make that edge look really professional. So let's get started over at the sewing machine. Super excited. We're going to start with our metallic edge first. I'm at my serger, and now that we're here, I wanted to explain there are 3 threads, but only 2 of them are going to be the metallic. The first thread is your needle thread, and I highly recommend you put a nice high quality serger thread in there, because this metallic thread is usually a little bit thin and it does break when it goes through the needle, and it's very frustrating, so you have to keep starting over. So find a thread that's close to your metallic color, and we'll get started right now. So I grabbed the right corner that goes down to the curve and not a straight line where you're going to gather, because I've done that and I had to start all over. So make sure it's not the gather straight line, but the one that goes to the curve, the first curve. And now we're going to dive in. So I'm going to show you in a few minutes what it looks like. And if you notice, I'm going to put a little sticky note here so you can see what's going on. So if you see, I'm not going to do a ton of salvage here. Very important, I would never look at the needle when sewing. I would always look at the knife. The reason for that is if you look at the needle, you're going to have a holiday somewhere along the line, and that's very difficult to repair with a pencil edge. You can't glue it or any of that. You have to start over. So we're going to just start right at the edge. There's barely any salvage, and we're just going to kind of sew it straight away. Here we go. All right, it's been smooth sailing so far, so I'd like to show it to you. Here's your metallic edge, and as you can see, it has a little bit of sparkle to it. It's very pretty. Let's put that up against that. You can see it a little better. Subtle, it's silvery, and even though I use the white thread in there, you can't really notice it. It's still very metallic-y. All right, so I'm gonna keep going. And if you notice as I'm going, I'm not pulling this netting, never pull. Always just guide. And it's really more of an air guide, if anything. You're not pulling this way, you're not pulling that way. You're holding it gently and guiding it. All right, so we're at the curve. That's very important that you keep your eye on the cutter here. If you lose track of that curve, you will not even know that you're sewing it, because it's so subtle and you can't see. It's illusion, obviously. So I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to go very slow around this corner. All right, we made it around the corner. It looks great. Everything's still going. So now we're going to go down the straight back, and then we'll head to the other curve, and then we'll be done. All right, we're approaching the next curve again. Take it very slowly. Keep an eye on that knife, and just keep going until you hit the straightaway. All right, so we're at the end, and now we're going to finish this off, and then right after that I'll change the thread, and we'll dive right into the serger thread rather than the metallic thread. But before I do, you'll see our veil is all completely edged. No harm, no foul. Everything went smooth as silk, and it's sparkly. Get sparkle there? Oh yeah, I love the sparkle. Let's go do another pencil edge. Woo! We're back to the serger, and now I've got the 3 threads in. I've got the first thread being just a regular thread, the second thread being an elastic thread, and the third thread being a regular thread. And I'm going to show you why here in a second. But first, let's get started. Again, remember to watch your knife, watch the cutter, and to make sure that you're netting is right there on the edge as you're going. You don't need a big seam allowance, but just give yourself a little bit of room so you don't get any holidays. All right, here we go. All right, so here's that thread. It's nice and thick, and that's because of that elastic thread in there. Isn't that great? So it doesn't look too much like it's been serged. It actually gives it a cording edge look. It's very pretty. And I'm going to keep going. I'll meet you on the other end. And all the same things apply as we did for the metallic. Just stay slow around the curve and keep an eye on that cutter, and we'll see at the other end. All right, so we're at the end of the thread version of our pencil edge. Just the regular thread. We're going to finish that off. Again, guiding very softly, very gently, making sure you don't get any of that back, comes back in. Sometimes that's happened where I'm like, oh no, I just serged the veil. So let's just keep everything straight. And then very slowly at the end, that's how I finish. I don't go fast. Gently, 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 gently. All the way to the edge, holding it very tightly, but not too tight. And there we go. Cut it off using your cutter or scissors. And there it is. And so you'll see it's just lovely. It's a great finish, very light and airy. It's like one step up from a cut edge.